Hi friends, so I'm engaged. I've been engaged since July, so it's not like a crazy announcement. Also, no one watches these videos. But we recently found our venue, so that meant I could finally look at wedding dresses. Now, I am not really looking to buy at this point, but I did want to see what kind of styles really looked good on me. And I thought a really good place to start would be Beholden, because you can also buy those gowns online, and I often see that they go on sales, so those are actually potential dresses I could get. So Beholden is kind of like under the Anthropologie umbrella. It's just like the same company, just a different name. Beholden is more into the event and formal attire. So they have wedding dresses, bridesmaids dresses, just like general fancy formal attire. So I made my appointment with Beholden about a month out because I wanted a Saturday. I would suggest if you're going to do that to really plan ahead, because those weekend appointments, they really book up quickly. I was able to bring up to 3 guests, so I brought my Seattle besties to come help me out. And I would definitely suggest bringing an entourage for at least your first time trying on dresses. It was super helpful to see their opinion and kind of like, I don't know, this was my first time trying on dresses, so I was trying to decipher the Venn diagram of what looked good on my body versus like what my style was. So friends and family would really help with that, and you definitely want your most hype and most like interested in dresses people there, because they are kind of a lot to just watch someone put dresses on, so you don't want someone there that doesn't like being in there. So at the store that I went to, Beholden was on the top floor of the Anthropologie, so we just went up there at our appointment time, and yeah, we got to pick out some dresses to start. Kind of all the dresses were kind of on a rail. They didn't have every dress that they have online, so that's something to think about. Maybe call ahead to make sure that they do have the dress that you want to try on if you have a specific one. Yeah, but we picked out about like 5 dresses or so, and then we started trying on. I had told the assistant my price point was like $1,700. Ideally, I would spend like $100 on a dress, but I know that's not realistic. I had kind of known the price point of Beholden dresses because I've already looked on their website several times, and $1,700 kind of just seemed like a good range to say so that you could try on all the things that you wanted to try on. So my first dress is one I picked out, and it was called the W2 by Waters, or W2 by Waters, the tippy gown, and that was retailing for $18.95. This dress was like the most extra one I could see, which is like why I wanted to try it on, because I like that kind of vibe. I wasn't necessarily like that interested in it, but I just wanted to see how it would look on me, to see if it overwhelmed me, and you know what, it definitely did. And the reason is because it's an empire waisted gown, which means it hits you right here and then the rest just like shoots out, as you can see. This is a Bridgerton dress, I would say. A lot of the spring new releases of dresses were very Bridgerton influenced. So if you're looking for that kind of gown, definitely hit up Beholden. They got you. It was not flattering on my shape at like in any capacity. Pretty much just looked like I was wearing a bag full of flowers. And that might be some people's vibe, but I want to look a little hotter than that on my wedding day. I think someone that might really like this dress is maybe someone pregnant, or if you're just like really skinny, that it doesn't matter how much fabric there is because you're so skinny it won't make you look fat. The dress wasn't super light, it was kind of mid-weight. And it just also, like, all the flower details just wasn't comfortable. I like didn't want to put my arms down. It just felt crunchy. It wasn't my favorite. So yeah, I guess we could say that one was a pass for me. The next gown is one that I picked out to wear as well. This one was the Beholden Marina gown, and it was for $24.95. So I had eyed this one on the website prior to going, and I really wanted to try it on. So I did, and this is again an empire waist, which, you know, a lot of their dresses were empire waist for the new ones. But since it came down slightly, like it kind of did a V on the front, so it was higher in the middle and then lower on the sides, it made it more flattering on my body type and kind of showed more of a waist, which I thought was helpful. The cutouts in this dress are just gorgeous. Like, that's the main reason why I wanted to try it on. Again, like with all the ruffling look, I liked that. It had a massive train. It was very grand. I really love how it's such a simple fabric. It's like a cotton linen, and yet the silhouette is so fantastical. I will say though that the sleeves were not really attached. You kind of just snapped them onto the dress, and that made it feel like they were like water wings. Like, they're really puffy and big, and they look really nice when your arms are down, but when you're like moving your arms around, it's just like you're swimming and you're a toddler with water wings. That being said, you can remove them, which I had one off just to see what it looked like, and for me, it made the dress look worse. Like, I didn't like that look at all. I thought it kind of needed that volume on the top to balance out the bottom. So I thought this dress was really gorgeous. It just wasn't exactly for me. It was also extremely heavy. So if you're looking for a dress that's light and flowy, this one looks like it'd be that, but it's not. It's really heavy, so just be mindful of that. Okay, dress number 3. This one was the Beholden Ray gown, which originally retailed for $995, but was on sale for $700. So in the lower price, I mean, this one was like half the price as the other gowns. And so I wanted to like it because it was so cheap, but the cowl neck is just not flattering on my body type, especially because this gown was too big for me. So it had cups in the front, and they were super wide. Like, they didn't match where I wanted my boobs to be. So it just felt like weird and spacey. The beading was really beautiful though, and as well as like the train, it was like a very luxe looking dress. I just think you would need to be someone who, I mean, the assistant said herself, like, you don't really want a lot of boob for this kind of style. It looks better on someone who maybe wears an A or B cup. And I would probably agree with that. The neckline was a little high for me, and it just like kind of made the whole top part of my body look like a blob. So it wasn't super flattering on me, but it was a really pretty dress. So dress number 4 was Willoughby by Waters, the Lilia gown for $14.95. And this was one of my favorite dresses I tried on. It was, again, very Bridgerton style, but slightly lower, so I think it emphasized a waist a little bit more. The lace on this was so gorgeous. Like, in the back where the lining isn't there, you can see the beautiful detail, and it just looks, it's like a breath of springtime. It's a gorgeous dress. The scoop at the front was something that I was really looking for, along with the off-the-shoulder look. So this silhouette was really nice. I just personally like a less busy lace, or just less busy pattern for me. The bodice had boning in it, so there was no feeling like it was gonna fall down, even though it wasn't like secured. It felt really comfortable. I don't feel like I was gonna worry about anything like popping out like some dresses. The sleeve also, you could pull up to be just a regular cap sleeve, or just let it kind of hang and be a really gentle off the shoulder. I really prefer that to like the off the shoulders that like they're hanging down really low on your arm. This one I think is probably one of the best dresses that were there, and I think would be really flattering on a lot of different body types. Dress number 5 was another W2 by Waters, the Rider gown. This one was $12.78. This would be gorgeous if you're looking for that like sleek Grecian vibe for a wedding dress. It had a beautiful train. The fabric was super light, so you could really dance really easily. The deep V detail fabric was like a nice way to break up the soft Grecian fabric, and it's also mirrored on the back, so there's a lot of symmetry going on. Because this fabric is a little more plain, we tried a belt on too, just to see what that looked like. And I think this dress really suits a belt. It doesn't look like you're, you know, just slapping a belt on. It kind of looks like it belongs on the dress. So that would be a fun way to make this a little more your own or unique for you. I'm not personally a huge fan of like the long drapey off the shoulder, but if that's your vibe, this is it. Like, this was, I think, a very nice dress. I think it flattered me, and I think it would flatter a lot of people. It was very forgiving, drapey fabric. It would be really nice for a hot summer day. Like, it was very breathable. I wasn't particularly fond of like the straight across top. That wasn't super my vibe, or I thought looked great on me, but I can see it looking good on a lot of people. Okay, dress number 6 is Catherine Dean Wesley gown. This one's 1900, another full beaded gown. I will say this one did nothing for my body shape at all. I've never seen my boobs look worse. However, on the right body, it would be really beautiful. The scalloping detail in the beads I thought looked gorgeous, and the hem was scalloped as well as like the front bodice and back. The beading for this dress as well was also low profile, so I didn't feel like it was like ripping my arms to shreds. But I mean, I can't speak for like wearing it for like 6 hours, you know? The back was like one of the most flattering looks. Like the deep V I think looks really nice on a lot of people. This one looked very Art Deco, so if you're going for kind of that old Hollywood look, this would be a really good choice for you. While it was a more form-fitting dress, there was enough area at the bottom, as well as the train made it so that you could walk pretty easily. Again, not my vibe, didn't do anything for my body. The next dress was Jenny by Jenny Woo Tory gown for $12.50. If you're just looking for a sweetheart A-line tulle dress, I think this is like a really well done one. The shape is really nice. I love that you can see the boning through the bodice. The drapery was very flattering on the top, and it's just a really light, comfortable dress. It had a really nice train, so you had that kind of grand feature even though it was more of a simple dress. The tulle on this had little dots, like polka dots on it, so it kind of broke up being just a plain tulle. It had a subtle pattern. But for people like me who don't really like a huge pattern on dresses, it was kind of like the perfect balance with detail and minimalism. You could also probably wear an underskirt if you wanted to make it an even fuller skirt, kind of more towards a ball gown look. This was a dress that we kind of jacked up for me. I put a crown on, I put a veil, and what I really liked about the whole experience there was that I could try accessories on with the dresses. Like, they had a lot of different options. So I tried one crown, wasn't it? Tried another one, I was like, yes, give me the biggest crown you have. That really solidified for me that I want to wear a crown. We started with just a plain tulle veil, but then realized it needed more since the dress was more simple. So we did a pearl veil that went all the way down to the ground with the crown. Like, I kind of fell in love a little bit, but I think I fell in love more with the accessories. And that really goes to show that, like, you can find a dress like this that, like, I would say is a basic wedding dress, but you can really delve into the uniqueness with your accessories. Like, I hadn't really seen a crown pearl veil combo with this kind of dress before, and it was a way for the dress to kind of feel more like me. We also pinned up the bottom of the dress to be like an off-the-shoulder look because that's what I would want it to look like. Like, I'm not a huge fan of just strapless. Like, the off-the-shoulder is what I was looking for. There's tons of fabric on the bottom of the dress because you'd have to hem it when you get it altered to just cut that off and kind of make it an off-the-shoulder look. So this one I thought was really nice. Like, it looked really good on my body. I can see it looking good on a ton of people. That just basic sweetheart look with the like snatched waist. It's a good option. The last dress that I tried on was the W2 by Waters Miles gown. This one retailed for $12.78. I wanted to try something with a sleeve, and I still wanted that off the shoulder look, so this kind of seemed like the perfect compromise in between that. This again, much like the last one, had that beautiful drapery on the bodice, but there was a layer of lace underneath too, kind of poking out. This was like a simple, very elegant dress I think a lot of people would really like, and I think it's a way to do a sleeve that's a little different. This one also had a nice train, so it had kind of that drama if you're looking for that. I put this dress on and immediately I was like, wow, this is really beautiful and elegant, but this is not me in any way. And I would say just trust your gut with those kinds of things. It would really help getting through a lot of dresses if you don't think about it in detail so much and just kind of go with your gut. This one I also had the crown on for, and I think that regal kind of princess accessories really suited this dress. This gown was really gorgeous and I really liked it. It just wasn't my style. Okay, so those were all the dresses that I tried on. I would say overall my experience at Beholden was really positive, and it was really nice to be able to try on a lot of the dresses that I'd already been looking at online. One thing to really remember though is that a lot of these dresses are going to need to be altered depending on your measurements. So I would recommend looking at the size measurements for each dress before going to the store so you kind of have an idea of how much you would have to alter. Altering would depend on the dress, like for example the strapless tulle one that I liked and kind of jacked up. That one I would need to do probably substantial altering in the bust to get it to work for me. So I would have to order probably 2 sizes larger than my normal size and then get it altered down. If you pick a dress with a fuller skirt, you're not going to have to worry as much about so much altering. But again, the more intricate the design of the dresses, the I think more expensive it's going to be to alter. So yeah, you should probably be thinking like $500 to $1,000 in addition for alterations when you're thinking about the price of the dress. So after trying on, my top 3 were definitely the marina gown. I thought that one was gorgeous. Also the lilia gown, I think that one is so precious, and if you're going for like a sweet spring wedding, that would really suit. And then finally the tory gown, I thought was like really beautiful and had a lot of room for customization if you wanted to do that with a tailor. I had a really good experience. They were really welcoming and friendly and really open to me trying whatever I wanted to try. They were also helpful with suggestions. One last thing to note, I read online when I made the appointment that you needed to be wearing a strapless bra when you're trying on, or some kind of bra. So I specifically bought a strapless bra to try on with because I didn't own one. And then when I got to the appointment, she's like, oh yeah, don't wear a bra. So you don't need a bra. Okay, I hope you found this helpful. This is my first step in the wedding gown journey. How fun. I'm kind of hoping to maybe like make a dress, or at least try to make a dress at some point. Yeah, let me know if you have any more questions or if you want a specific video about a specific dress, and I'd be happy to do so. Have a great, wonderful day.